Welcome to Cash Flow, in this case, in a government shutdown. And what I want to give you is a couple things as a business owner to be aware of, keeping the politics out of it, and only going to talk the facts of what's going on in the spending bill and how they could affect you if this particular spending bill does pass. Meanwhile, while we're in shutdown, we're of course all affected by things like delayed IRS tax refunds, not necessarily being able to get small business administration help, new loans, that kind of thing. And that is horrific. And I hope that that ends quickly. So that's my comment on the shutdown. But what we need to know is, should this bill pass, what can you do? How is it going to affect you as a small business owner, and what can you do? And this is if you have employees, okay? So if you have employees, definitely give this a listen. Hit like and subscribe for me, and do me a favor and get the word out to any other entrepreneurs that you know that have employees right now pretty quickly, because there's a couple of tips in here on how to handle something that could have a huge impact on your business if you're not careful. And here's what it has to do with. It's health costs. So if you are providing health costs for your business, right now, the subsidy you get as a small business owner is on the chopping block. Should this bill pass, it'll go away, okay? And I'll talk to you about what that subsidy is right now and how much that could cost you. And right now, people are in that time period of the year where they're renewing health plans. So the reality is, when all is said and done, a couple of things in this bill is that normal healthcare costs are going to go up, and the small business subsidy is going to go away. And thankfully, there still will be somewhat of a cap on what employees or anybody will have to pay in the overall health pool. It's not a great cap, mind you, but it's somewhat of a cap. Okay, so let's describe this drama. This shutdown is over a COVID era boost that happened around the Affordable Care Act. And basically what happened is, without this in place, everybody's premiums can jump, okay, at the whims of the insurance agencies. And it could cost you between, if you're providing health care for your employees, it could cost you between $5,000 and $10,000 a year per employee. Okay, that's no joke. So start to get that in. I'm calling this isn't just about health stuff. This is like payroll poison, that you really need to understand what's going on with your business. And again, even if you decide to keep everything the way it is, with the shutdown, getting your tax credits is going to take longer than it usually takes. So picture, I don't know, your corner store, and they offer basic health to keep good cashiers. And the subsidies right now give you up to 50% of what you pay back as a tax credit, right? And a tax credit's a little bit different than just a normal tax expense. A tax credit, you literally get $1 back out of every dollar you owe the government, right? So that is huge. But the shutdown right now is freezing the processing on that, so that's problem number one. But the bill, should it pass, is going to kill that, the extension of that law. And very shortly, your tax credit could go away. It's really that simple. Now, if you're a small business owner and you have a small crew, you're probably also saying, wait a minute, I don't want to just stop giving my clients health care, because that puts the onus on them. And it does share the onus of healthcare, which, since I first got healthcare 100 years ago at work, is always the discussion between how much does the business pay, how much does the employee pay. And because businesses can get better benefits, they can offer, better opportunity for employees, but then usually they split the cost of them. Now, the interesting thing about this stipend is that if businesses stop getting the stipend, you don't get your 50% or whatever back as a tax credit. And the employee, if the decision is, hey, I'm going to change the way this is happening, and I'm going to give you an idea on how to do that, like all of us, you worry about your employees. What's that going to do to them if I stop paying this? Well, the limit on how much they can be affected is 8.5% of their income, I think, in the public health pool, where there is no limit on what could happen to you or your business if you are providing health subsidies. So one of the things that really happens, that really can, number one, take this problem away a little bit, but two, let you control your costs, and three, reduce the administrative nightmares, is to offer a health stipend to your employees. And there are multiple ways you can do this. You can make it a taxable benefit. You can do it through something called a Q-SHERA, Q-S-H-E-R-A, which makes it a non-taxable benefit. Bunch of ways you can do this, but switch from actually getting an insurance plan and paying a portion of it for your employees to, hey, I'm going to give you X a month for your health care. You do whatever you want with it. They can pay their premiums with it. They can pay their co-pays with it. They can pay whatever they want with it. And that lets you control your costs, because for every employee, you're basically saying, this is how much money I'm going to put towards your health plan. And nothing that happens with the ACA, yes, you'll definitely lose a 50% subsidy, but you're going to control that cost, because no matter how much the insurance premiums go up, your employees won't have to pay more than a set limit on a percentage of their income, and you're going to control your cost as well. So yeah, what's it keeping money out of? The insurance company's pockets, which is where I'd rather have that money come out of than yours or your employees. So what can you do? My recommendation is to take like a quick few steps, and I made notes because I want to make sure I get it right. And again, this is not financial or tax advice. We're going to put all the disclaimers here. This is me and what I'm doing with my company and my clients' companies as a process to work through this. So first of all, you want to make 100% sure you know what your health spend is. Add up the premiums that you're paying for each person right now, okay? And write that number down. And then look at your current, you're probably about ready to renew it. Take a look at what the new plans are offering and decide how much you want to pay per employee. Get what that average is right now. And let's just pretend we did that work and it comes out to be about $500 per month per employee. What I want you to then do is say, okay, my business can afford for that number to go up by X percent. So say you decide, yeah, I do want to share the healthcare cost with my employees. I don't want it to put me out of business, but I want to share it with them. So I'm going to increase that by, you pick your poison, 10%, 25%, whatever you want to do. So if you paid $500 on average this year in your health plan, you can cut off your health plan and start a health stipend that gives them $550 or $600 a month instead. You're still contributing as much as you contributed last year. And when the insurance costs go up, yes, the employee side will go up a little bit as well. But because there's a constraint around how much people have to pay for insurance as an individual, it's splitting that cost between the two of you. And, you can take more of the burden on yourself and less on your employees. Every employer does this differently. And there's no judgment, because I have clients with plans from where we get you the plan, but you pay everything, to clients who pay 100% of the plan. And neither one of those is right or wrong. It's what they want to do in their business, in their industry. And that is for you, your business as well. But what I would say is roll it out quickly. Because even if it doesn't pass, okay, even if for whatever reason the ACA term is extended and the tax subsidy stays in place, it gets you out of the risk of this ever coming up again. It gets you in control of that healthcare cost. Healthcare costs are spinning out of control in the country. And you can make your business the one that solves that problem and goes bankrupt, or you can help to spread that evenly where it belongs. And then what I'm suggesting to you as a path forward is to help spread that a little more evenly. And then keep your pressure on your here we go, I am going to get political. I don't care which party you are. If you're a small business owner and you have healthcare costs, keep the pressure on your representatives, your senators, your local politicians, to let them know how big of a cost this is for you and your business. Because the reality is this kind of thing can put more and more small businesses out of business. And if small businesses in the country start to fail, then everything breaks loose. And it's all at the expense of, I will call them the bad guys, the insurance companies. And okay, if a couple insurance companies fail, it's not going to break my heart. But if a couple more small businesses fail because of this, it is going to break my heart. So there is my little political spiel. Although still can't place me on the spectrum with that one, because that, I think, is an anybody middle of the road statement, not left and not right. Okay, so key point. Go ahead and check eligibility with healthcare.gov, okay, just to get a sense of what you're currently saving on your healthcare taxes. Okay, you can find that out. Second, go find out what you paid in healthcare costs last year. Third, decide what you want to pay this year per employee. And then fourth, set up a health stipend or an addition to people's salaries to get their own health care if you want to. This is just one option. This is not advice. This is the main reason I wanted to bring this to your attention, is that you are going to have an expense hit your business that's significantly higher than it has been in the past if this bill does go through. I hope something happens so that the government shutdown stops. But just be aware this cost is coming. I've given you one option to consider. There are many others out there, but just think about it. Be aware of it as you're planning in 2026. Know that healthcare is going to continue, just like it was back 100 years ago when I worked in corporate, continue to escalate as a percentage of your total business costs. So in my mind, we all know that taxes is your biggest expense, and I'm beginning to think that healthcare is going to be your second biggest expense. All right? I hope that helps you dealing with kind of things that are going on in the shutdown and understanding what's happening behind the scenes and behind all the rhetoric. There actually is a thing that can affect you as a small business owner. So I hope this has been helpful. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know other ideas you have for managing healthcare costs. We'll share them with everybody because this is a real business owner's problem. You take care and have a great week.